Since I started working from home, I've been trying to make my workspace more appealing by collecting more houseplants. Maybe you can relate. Unfortunately, I'm not the best at taking care of my plants. Maybe you can relate to that as well. Now, my plants aren't exactly dying, but they also aren't thriving. I water my plants just enough, but not too much, and ensure they are getting the right amount of sunlight. And yet, my plants look like the picture on the top left when they should look like the picture on the top right. So what am I missing? Well, I'm not giving the plants the nutrients that they need. One of the most important nutrients for plant growth is an element called phosphorus. Now, phosphorus is naturally occurring in the environment and is derived from erosion, animal waste, and decomposition. However, in an indoor environment, plants need to be supplied with these nutrients, which can be done using fertilizers. Now, let's consider something on a much larger scale. In agriculture, the sheer amount of plants being cultivated means that the natural environment cannot supply enough nutrients on its own. Farmers therefore use fertilizers that contain phosphorus and other nutrients in order to maximize their yield and meet food demands. However, although phosphorus is naturally occurring, in large enough quantities it can be detrimental to the natural environment. Every year, large amounts of phosphorus are applied to the land, and although some of it is taken up by plants, a large amount of it is lost. This lost phosphorus finds its way into small agriculture streams, either through surface runoff or groundwater pathways. From there, the phosphorus goes on a journey, traveling from streams to rivers until it eventually ends up in a large body of water, such as one of the Great Lakes. The excess nutrients now in the lake are extremely favorable for the growth of large amounts of algae. In recent years, algal blooms in Lake Erie have grown so large that they can actually be seen from space. These massive patches of algae suck up large amounts of oxygen out of the water for their own use, creating dead zones that kill off other aquatic plants and wildlife. On top of that, these blooms can also be toxic to humans and have shut down drinking water plants in the past. So how do we combat this issue without sacrificing crop yield in the process? Over the past few decades, we've been trying to limit the amount of phosphorus lost from fields to lakes and rivers, but so far haven't had much success. One possible explanation is that phosphorus is being stored in the ground over time and has been accumulating there for many years. And then, under very specific conditions, large amounts of phosphorus are released from the ground into the waterways. The problem is, we still don't fully understand how or when phosphorus moves around in the environment. My research will help to fill that gap in knowledge. I am studying how phosphorus behavior changes under different conditions, and for the past year and a half, I've been conducting fieldwork to see what conditions allow for phosphorus to be released, whether they be seasonal conditions, chemical conditions, or geological conditions. With this knowledge, we will be better informed to effectively control and reduce phosphorus loss in order to preserve crop yield and protect our natural resources at the same time. Thank you.